He rode into the village on a white horse, wearing golden armor that shimmered in the sun. People bowed, women whispered, and children ran beside him in awe. But within a month, that same man was seen begging for water in the streets, wounded, humiliated, and forgotten. This is the story of Rajveer, the warrior who let pride blind his soul, and how it all came crashing down. In the ancient kingdom of Aryanagar, nestled between green valleys and rivers, stories of warriors were passed down like sacred scriptures. Among those tales, none was more popular or more tragic than that of Rajveer Singh. Rajveer was a brave, tall, and handsome warrior with unmatched skill in swordsmanship. By the age of 25, he had already led his army to 5 victorious battles. Kings honored him, poets praised him, and maidens dreamed of him. But with every victory, something else grew inside him, his pride. He began to believe he was invincible. "I do not need strategies," he would boast in royal courts. "I am the strategy." The king, old and wise, often warned him. "Rajveer, battles are not won by muscles alone. Humility wins more than the sword ever can." But Rajveer laughed it off. "Let others bow. I was born to stand above." One day, news came from the northern borders. A neighboring kingdom had begun invading the outskirts. Villagers were terrified. Crops were being burned. Livestock stolen. The king called a meeting. "Let us prepare with patience," said the general. "We should gather intelligence, understand the enemy, and then attack wisely." But Rajveer stood up, pounding the table. "You all hide behind your books and maps. Give me 100 men, and I'll bring back their heads." The court fell silent. The king sighed and reluctantly agreed. "If you must go, then go. But remember, arrogance can be a poor shield." Rajveer rode out with 100 of his best men, confident that he would return victorious once again. For the first few miles he found empty fields, then burnt homes, then abandoned villages. "No resistance?" he laughed. "They must have run." But it was a trap. The enemy had drawn him in, deep into unfamiliar terrain. On the 5th night, when his men had grown tired and careless, the enemy struck with brutal force. They attacked at midnight with flaming arrows and hidden archers. Rajveer's men were scattered. He fought with all his might, cutting down attacker after attacker, but for every one he defeated, 2 more came. By dawn, only a handful of his soldiers were alive. Bloodied, exhausted, and outnumbered, they fled into the jungle. Rajveer was wounded in the leg and collapsed under a tree. He lay there for 2 days, no food, no water, no help. Eventually, a woodcutter found him, covered in dirt, his golden armor broken, and his eyes hollow with despair. Rajveer begged for water. The woodcutter, not recognizing the once glorious warrior, helped him without question. When Rajveer returned to the kingdom, he walked on foot. No horse, no fanfare, just silence. The people gasped. Was this the same hero they had once cheered for? He approached the king with bowed head. "My pride has fallen, my lord, and with it my men." The king looked at him, not with anger, but sorrow. "Now, you have truly won your first battle, not against another army, but against yourself." From that day forward, Rajveer changed. He trained young soldiers with humility. He listened to others. He read strategies. He learned from farmers, traders, even monks. Years later, when another war threatened the kingdom, Rajveer was once again asked to lead. But this time he said, "I will go, but not alone. I want our best minds, best maps, and the wisdom of all who have seen war." He returned victorious, but not just in battle. He had defeated the greatest enemy of all, his own pride. Moral: pride can blind even the strongest among us. True greatness lies not in believing you're better than others, but in knowing when to listen, when to grow, and when to bow. Because pride may rise high, but it always falls harder.